Guys, it's Dos Bros here, and today we have our own few theories about the new console from Nintendo.
So far it's called the NX, but besides that, we don't know much of anything else. So we've come up with some theories about stuff we want, stuff we think might happen, and what will happen to the popular games like Zelda. So in previous generations, Nintendo has innovated by, like in 64, innovated making actually good 3D games when other 3D games in the past weren't that great. And then it further graded in 3D games with the Nintendo GameCube.
And these are just some of the few great games that Nintendo has came out to their history.
And this isn't the real Animal Crossing case. I'm just ghetto. But and these are just some of the great games like Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword.
No.
Why is Brawl here? Mario Galaxy, Sonic Colors, which isn't even a Nintendo game, but it's a good game.
It's a Wii game.
It's a Sonic game that doesn't suck. I mean, Mickey was another non-Nintendo game, but still really Wii exclusive. And Donkey Kong Country.
And then we got some Wii U games, such as Hyrule Warriors,
which, while it's not a real Zelda game, it's still a really great game.
Nintendo Land, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
So Nintendo has always been has always made some of the greatest games. So what will they do this time? So they've made motion control with the Wii, 3D games, second screen capabilities with the Wii U. Actually, my gamepad kind of got broke. So what will happen?
Well, one thing I would like to say that I think what might they do, they already have the technology to put 3D, so I'm thinking they're going to put 3D into a console such as the Wii, but like, of course, mix it up a little bit, into a new console, and then so it's compatible with 3D TVs that already came with the glasses, such as a TV that I have at my house, to where you can play games within 3D. You know how cool it would be to play like playing Twilight Princess in 3D?
So like Xbox 360 and PS3, probably PS4 and Xbox One, undoubtedly. Actually, I've never played those, but all have 3D capabilities. So Nintendo should, instead of keeping the 3DS, why not expand it further? So another good idea would be to have virtual reality. They made one virtual reality game, that was Space Raiders, and while that was a mildly fun game, it wasn't one you're going to be playing for hours. It's one of those games that like you're sitting there bored, nothing to do, just whip it out, play. So, like, virtual reality would be a pretty good idea.
Also, I want to go off the idea of virtual reality. We know Nintendo has the technology to make a virtual reality game. I mean, if Facebook can do it, we know Nintendo can. But going off the Oculus Rift, we know that there's not a lot of games that are very well developed for the Oculus Rift. So I think if the Nintendo comes out with like virtual reality games, they will be okay, but they won't be like really good. They won't be like the best.
So what I think is that with the Wii, Nintendo's like the only one that actually made good Wii games. So, like, here's Sonic Colors. For every Sonic Colors and Epic Mickey and there's games like that, there's a Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and Blood Knight and
Super Smash Bros. Brawl
and other Sonic games. Brawl doesn't really apply because you use motion controls, but just Sonic games in general, God, they suck. But or at least a few of them do. I'm not speaking for them all. But there are some games that tried to use that were like, not speaking Sonic and Secret Rings, Sonic and Blood Knight because they're only on Wii, but that were good or great on other consoles, but were bad on the Wii because they tried using motion controls when they shouldn't have. Nintendo was like the only company that actually could make motion controls work. So they might do the same thing with the Wii, with the NX. Make really good virtual reality games, but no one else can. But that's why we have the official Nintendo seal, which is where only you have to get like licensed to make a game. But then again, that means nothing anymore, considering there's been games like Meme Run and The Ledger on the Wii U.
And I'm assuming that if they're going to be doing the virtual reality games, that the prices will be outrageous. Like the Oculus Rift, I don't know how much they're selling for, but I went down. It's not cheap.
And plus, and that would ruin one of Nintendo's biggest things that they sell for. Nintendo has always had child-friendly games and not that expensive consoles. The Wii was sold better than Xbox 360 and PS3 because it was significantly more cheap. It was cheaper by a lot. And same with a lot of their other consoles. So if they start like cutting that apart, if they get rid of that, the only other thing they're gonna have for appeal is great games like Zelda and child-friendly games. So what will happen then?
Yeah, like what does this mean for the future of video games that we know of right now? Will it get better? Will it become the same, or will it kind of worsen the video game market?
Like Metroid game would be cool. A new Metroid Prime game, because Metroid Prime was one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game, due to the fact that it successfully brought Metroid into 3D, which Sonic and Mega Man failed to do. But so what I'm trying to say is, imagine like a Metroid Prime in virtual reality. Turn around, there's a freaking Metroid right behind you, and you have to use the ice beam. You got to change really quickly and then shoot it. Or Zelda, like a first-person Zelda game that's virtual reality. Just imagine that.
Well, that's been Friday's Conspiracy by Dos Bros.